This is your Independence Day update. We got Israel out there prepping their hospitals for a major invasion into Lebanon, just as the United States aircraft carrier Eisenhower has departed the region. And Prudential Financial has a major data breach. We also have updates on a warning on weight loss drugs that you need to hear and be aware of. There also does indeed appear to be shortages in the Virginia area. Not hearing of them outside that area so much, but in the Virginia area, we are seeing some shortages at stores. Plus, we have some practical advice on how to be more prepared and how to find food when things go sideways. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you guys are sending in from all over the world about what's going on out there at your stores, what's happening at your workplaces, and what are you hearing out there. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people who have retirement accounts to get out of stocks and bonds and get into something more stable like silver, gold, or platinum. Physical metals in your IRA or your 401k. If you have questions about that, there'll be a link at the end of the video. Let's hop over to Israel. I've been warning you about this in one of the first channels out there, talking about how Israel is going to go ahead with its invasion of Lebanon, and that is going to be a major game changer over in the Middle East. We continue to get more and more indications that this is going to happen, and soon. Israel's Ministry of Health has notified hospitals, clinics, and trauma centers in northern Israel to prepare to be in emergency triage mode within 24 hours of receiving an alert. So basically they're saying, we're going to give you an alert, and 24 hours later you need to be prepared to accept mass casualties to your hospitals, to your clinics or triage centers, trauma centers. And we're also seeing that hospitals in northern Israel have started transferring patients to central and southern Israel hospitals to make room for potential military casualties. So once again, as I always say, look at the logistics and especially the medical, because the medical is where you really see stuff that really can't be undone, because moving some of these patients is going to be a problem. They are going to be endangering the health of some of these patients as they transfer them. They wouldn't do that unless there was real legitimate reasons. They believe that making these changes are going to save more lives in the long run. And so that tells us something's about to go down. Like we said before, it looks like with the mobilization schedules, it probably won't happen until August. So we still have a number of weeks, and this does seem to be giving them a heads up. But we are moving towards that pretty relentlessly. In completely unrelated news, the USS Eisenhower nuclear-powered carrier has moved away from the coast of Lebanon. They were off in the eastern Mediterranean doing exercises with the USS Wasp. They have departed, however. Reports are that they are steaming west for the Strait of Gibraltar and ultimately towards the United States. That leaves the Mediterranean without a nuclear carrier. We now have three, or we will shortly have three helicopter carriers in the area, apparently trying to fill the gap of what the Eisenhower left. We will have a nuclear carrier on its way to the Middle East shortly, but as of now, there isn't anything there. U.S. military bases in Germany, Bulgaria, and Romania that had their force protection conditions raised have now brought them back down. Not all European bases have, but Germany, Bulgaria, and Romania have eased their force protection conditions. This may mean that they may have gotten more specific information on what happened or what might happen, and they're just focusing in on those bases, or this could be that it didn't pan out or something like that. We don't know. We also have a major data breach at Prudential Financial. If you have accounts with them, they are announcing that 2.5 million people were affected by a data breach on their servers, and people's personal information may have been compromised. Catherine sends in a report. Yes, Alabama is very, very dry. I live in the northeast area. I only have a few things planted, but it has been a struggle to keep them going. With the price of fresh fruit and vegetables, being able to grow a few things certainly would help. But we have issues there. Also hearing in some parts of Tennessee And just that whole region there has not gotten much rain at all, and it is causing a lot of problems for people's gardens and small farmers and such. Jan in Allentown has this important update about Ozempic. My best friend is in the hospital with heart issues, high heartbeat and irregular rhythm. Cardiologist knows what he wants to do to fix this, but the anesthesiologist blew the whistle on prompt treatment because my friend is on Ozempic. They're concerned that being on Ozempic could cause GI or intestinal bleeding, right? And resultant blood clots, making him vulnerable to a stroke. They have to wait for the drug to clear his system and then do upper GI to assess whether he can undergo heart procedure. Just relaying anecdotal caution that if you're prone to heart issues, you need to discuss using Ozempic with your cardiologist. If that means that you won't be able to go straight into a surgery if it's necessary, that is definitely one of those little fine print things you should definitely be aware of. All right, Shop Stuff says, I'm also in Southwest Virginia. I have seen thin shelves at grocery stores lately as well. Son says, went to Walmart in Central Virginia. Hardly any eggs on the shelf. Wanted to buy press-on nails and nail polish. All of it was locked up. No employee anywhere. I just left, not going to walk around the whole store to find an employee. Noticed a lot of basic things, medical and hygiene stuff was locked up or had anti-theft devices on them. Curve says, Eastern Shore, Virginia is having stocking issues at the grocery store. About 50% of the shelf space is being used. So that, and then multiple other reports out there about Virginia. We're mostly seeing kind of northern and westernish parts of Virginia, not West Virginia, but Western Virginia. So not sure if this is a port issue or if a ship was delayed or something like that, or what's going on with that. But it does seem to be a bit more widespread than just one or two stores. When I threw it out to you guys, a bunch of you guys did reply back and saying that, yeah, you're seeing issues in Virginia. Not hearing about that elsewhere, so just be aware of that. We'll hopefully get to the bottom of what's going on with that. This is from Anonymous. This is an important update here about lithium-ion batteries, but more importantly about shipping from China to the United States. I work for an American-based company that makes lithium-ion battery products, such as portable power stations with solar panels, car jump starters, power banks for phones, flashlights, etc. Those types of products are almost impossible to get manufactured anywhere other than China. We do have a few manufacturing facilities outside China now, but by and large, most still need to be produced in China. We are beginning to run into a major issue where we can't get our products shipped. We have several new products that have finished production, but we can't secure shipping containers or shipping vessels. So our products are stuck, just sitting there. Delays are common, so nobody in the company thought much about it at first, but now it's dragged on for over a month. We have deadlines to meet, promises of delivering product to the retail locations, contract, etc. But now, over a month late on delivering over half a dozen new products because there is no available shipping vessels. Friends, we've been talking about what's happening around with the Houthis taking pot shots at everything that moves and said this is going to impact shipping. And then we started saying this is impacting shipping. Prices are going up. That means availability is also going to go down. So, as Anonymous says, we're not sure why. No one can find out. No one is giving any reasons. No products equals no sales, equals no money, equals no, we go out of business, equals very bad. What might be the cause? Has an order come down from the Chinese government to begin delaying or halting shipping to the U.S.? I've had a fear for a long time about what might happen to all American companies and products if war with China did happen. Is that fear beginning to come true? Well, on the plus side, for you guys, it's not limited to your company. This is happening to companies all over the world. Container prices in the last 2 months have doubled. So if you want to get a container full of something to somewhere else, you're looking at twice the shipping rate now than you did just back in April. And if you don't follow shipping prices, you might be kind of surprised by that. So all the cheap Chinese junk coming from overseas is now paying twice the shipping rate that it was just 2 months ago. This is the highest rate we've seen for shipping in 2 years. And yeah, a part of it is the fact that the Houthis are there shooting at anything that moves. And so everyone's taking their ships the long way around Africa, right? All the way around Africa. That takes, it's like a week more on the shipping route, okay? And because of that, that means that there are less ships out there because some of the ships are taking longer on their route. So you have the same number of routes, but the ships take longer to do them, so therefore the ships can't do other routes, right? So we're having a shortage of shipping containers. We're having a shortage of ships because of this Houthi problem. And doesn't look like it's going to be resolved anytime soon. It seems like the United States has basically thrown up its hands and said, we tried, and it's not really doing anything. Now, there's talk out there that Russia might give cruise missiles or hypersonic missiles to the Houthis, which would make things just worse, right? Leasing rates have tripled, and just we're seeing times for shipping are going up. It's taking longer and longer to get stuff from point A to point B, especially from China. So be aware of that, and it is impacting American companies, and it will be impacting a lot more. So if there are things you need from the stores, you might want to stock up now because as the shipping prices make those prices all go up, those prices are going to go up at your retail stores sooner rather than later as well. This is from Evolving Humanoid. From California, LA Spectrum Internet outages are now going on for 2 days. Yes, Los Angeles not having internet for 2 days. When I tried getting info from the app, it said outages in my area, but on second day, it disappeared along with my internet. They love it when they don't report. They have those sites to track, you know. Oh, Verizon does that a lot, where they're like, yeah, there's no problems, And like, why then don't I have internet, right? What do you mean there's no problem? Of course there's a problem. I don't have it. Anyway, Quigley says, my 6 fruit trees here in Ireland have grown taller this year, but have not produced even a single fruit. We are having a lot of pollination issues out there across the United States, but this impact on the beehives across the world is definitely taking a toll. I know some people are saying it's the 5G. Some people are saying it's 4G. Some people are saying all sorts of things, but whatever it is, it's definitely impacting the beehives, and it is impacting pollination rates out there across the world. Madam K says, I am volunteering at the Red Barn, which is American Legion. I am cooking for the brat fry. I want to put an L in there. Brat fry. The hamburger says that it's $85.15 on the box. The grease coming off these burgers looks like an oil slick. Steve, I have been a cook for 85 years and I've never seen purple, red, orange, or green color in the grease. This is black chunks. There's black chunks in the burger. They turn into hockey pucks after 2 hours sitting in the beef broth. The hot dogs are just as bad. I don't remember the name of the burger, but they are frozen patties in a case. They don't smell like burger either. I felt horrible the last 2 days cooking and serving this crap to people. Today is our last day. I did check the ingredients. It says beef, but it's not beef. More reports of suspicious meat products. That's what we should just call it. Suspicious meat products, right? How much of this stuff is just getting foisted on us, where they told us that they were working on stuff and they're just putting it into the food supply. Forest Dweller says, and this is a real important one you guys want to hear. If you guys have updates, please do send them in. Just use the word update in your comment somewhere. You can put it on this video or on any video on this channel, right? Forest Dweller has this advice / challenge. Everyone needs to do themselves a favor and take advantage of technology that's right in everyone's hands. And you need to learn how to forage. There's a food paradise right outside everyone's doorstep. Almost everything that is considered a weed is actually edible, and most likely more nutritional than anything you can get at the grocery store. Oh, and you can make tea using any kind of fruit tree bush leaf. Apple leaves are packed full of vitamins. The more you know, the better off you'll be. I hope everyone stays safe, healthy, and blessed. Definitely use your smartphone and the internet out there. Another challenge for you guys is if you don't have a really good foraging book. Foraging, if you're not familiar with that term, it means going outside and picking just wild plants and just eating out of your yard, eating out of woods nearby. This is one of the most popular books out there, and for good reason. Edible Wild Plants, because it's got color diagram, color pictures. It tells you where these plants are found in the U.S. This is for North America, and super vital. I think this is like $16, I think, right now on Amazon. But it's got a back sticker price of $25, so anything less than that. But like I said, color pictures on the plants, tells you what kind of parts of the plants you can use to eat. Lots of super useful. This is not the only one out there, but this one I can recommend because I have this, I've looked through it, and everything like that. So Edible Wild Plants, I'll put that down in the pinned comment down below. But definitely get a foraging book, so if the internet goes out, you can still find stuff. Foraging is probably not going to give you tons and tons of calories. We still do recommend stocking up on calories, beans and rice. But when it comes to nutrition and vitamins and such like that, that's where you can find really well out in the grass. When I was in Central Asia, up in the mountains, the folks there would not have all that much to eat. In some places, they would not eat the last month before their first harvest would come in. And in that month, as soon as the winter was over and all the grass and green stuff sprouted up, the kids would go out there and start harvesting, and all the parents and everything like that would go out there and harvest all the green shoots that were edible, and then they bring them back and they would eat these shoots and feast on all the green stuff. And that's the kind of thing that you really need a book like this to be like, can I eat this? Can I eat that? And there are some strategies on how you can test something to see if it's okay to eat. But it's just so much better just to have a book that tells you whether it's safe to eat or not. That's really the best way to go. There is a whole methodology where you can test by rubbing on your skin, and then if no reaction, then you rub it on your lips, and if there's no reaction, then you can put it on your gums and see if there's any reaction, and just kind of step it that way. There's a whole methodology to that, which is great. But once again, better to have a book that just says this is good or this is not. Again, that's Edible Wild Plants, but there are other books that do similar things as well. Or you can get one that's a little more specific to your area. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining us. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up here. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold about what you can do with your retirement account, there's a link right there. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of The Poplar Report, out.